Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you today about the difference between opinions and facts. This has come up a couple of times in the last few weeks, and sometimes I'll be working with someone and I'll ask them, how their week went, and I always get an opinion. And by opinion, what I mean is that they say, "Oh, I did pretty good." Well, pretty good is not very quantifiable. You can't put a number on that. Pretty good is an opinion. That's how that person wants to feel about how they did during the week. And the issue that I have with that is that we do that and justify things in quite a different areas of our lives. But when it comes to dieting, that's a real problem. When it comes to exercise, it's a real problem too. So instead of giving me opinions, what I usually make people do is to quantify things, to put numbers to them, to put grades to them. For instance, if your plan was that you were supposed to do 4 weight training workouts during the week, and you did 3, that's a 75 percentile. That's a C. So if you think that's pretty good, well, then you can add that afterwards, but it comes down to a C. If you only did 2 of the 4, well, that's a 50, and that's an F. If your plan wanted you to do 4 cardio sessions during the week and you did 2, once again, that's a 50. That's an F. So if you're looking at a 50 on your weight training and a 50 on your cardio, you're at an F right now. It's going to be pretty hard to make up, even if you were to do the nutrition component 100%. So the nutrition component is the same way. You're supposed to eat well every day. So you got to look at those 7 days and see how many of those days you actually stayed on the plan that was designed for you. If you stayed on 7, you get 100%, well, that's great. But like I said, you still have to now balance that against your 2 workout things where you got a 50 and a 50. Do the average. It's just like going to school. It's just like it's just math. If you stuck to your plan 5 days, well, what's the percentage on that? 4 days, 3 days. You see where I'm going with this. And so, I've had a couple of incidences this week where I had somebody tell me that they did, X, Y, and Z, which was not part of the program, but it wasn't that bad, is how it was explained to me. So I asked them to tell me what wasn't that bad means, which they couldn't. So I said, okay, so what did you eat that you weren't supposed to eat? As far as sticking to the diet plan. And, that the numbers after we did them came out to somewhere about 800 calories over what that person was supposed to be doing. So when you do that, you have to understand that, to lose weight, you need to have, it's calories in versus calories out, basically. There's a lot more to it, but in essence, from the top part of the chain is calories in versus calories out. If you're eating more calories than you're burning, you're not going to lose any weight. You're going to gain weight. If you're eating the same amount of calories that you're burning, your weight is going to stay the same. And if you're eating less calories than you're burning, then you're going to lose some body fat and you're going to lose weight. So if your plan is designed for you, it is probably somewhere around 500 calories less than your metabolic rate, which means you'd be eating you'd be eating 500 calories less than you were burning a day, which would account for 500 a day, 7 days a week, 3,500 calories for the week, which is about a pound of fat. So that's kind of what you're looking at, somewhere around there. So if you go over what you're supposed to do by 800 calories, well, that 500 deficit that you had is now gone, and then there's another 300 extra that you had added on. So not only you're not going to lose any weight, but you're going to now take that extra 300 calories and turn that into body fat. So you're actually going to be gaining weight. And that's why I have my people quantify things. Put it in numbers. Give it a grade. That way we can look at it and we can decide whether it's still moving us in the direction that we need to go or it's not. Not opinions. Not I feel pretty good. I don't know what that means. I can't quantify that. I can't put a number on that, so I can't tell you if you're on track or not. You have to put a number to it. Water, drinking water. I want my clients to drink a gallon of water a day. So sometimes I'll be introduced to new clients and I'll ask them how much water they drink, and they'll say, well, I drink a lot of water. Well, a lot. What's a lot? Well, a lot of water in comparison to what? In comparison to the gallon that I want you to drink? Well, no, I drink a lot of water. And they start telling me about the day. Well, how much water do you drink? If you have one of these bottles and you hold up a regular sports bottle that's 16 ounces, and they say, oh, I drink about 3 of those a day. Well, that's nowhere near a gallon. So no, that's not a lot of water. Maybe a lot of water compared to the person that's next to you in the cubicle at work. It may be a lot of water in comparison to your husband but it's not a lot of water in comparison to what we want you to do. So once again, that's something else you have to quantify. Quantify your water, quantify your exercise, quantify your diet. That's really the only way that you can do it. And that's where you differentiate opinions from facts. The facts are going to give you a grade, a numerical grade. You can give it a letter grade even if you want, and you'll be able to determine from that point how you really did during the week. And I'm betting that for most of you, if you got a 75 on your eating, which is a C, and you got an F, 50% on both of your workouts, your cardio and your weight training, that you're not going to be happy with that. And you shouldn't be, because that's not going to move you in a direction to get you what you want to get. You got to be looking in the 85 percentile and higher. Listen, people make mistakes, people have things come up, there are ways around things, but without getting an 85% or higher, you can't expect to move forward. And of course, the difference between an 85% and 100% is going to be the speed with which you end up reaching your goals. At an 85% and a B, you're going to move along at a pretty steady pace, and if you're okay with that, that's great. But if you want to do things quickly and as fast as possible in the right way, then of course, the closer you get to 100%, the more that's going to work to your advantage. So stop being opinionated. Start putting things, start quantifying things and putting a number to them, so you can get a realistic view of how things are going for you. So why don't you try that this week, or at least for the next couple of days. Quantify everything. Give yourself both a numerical grade and a letter grade. And at the end of the week, look at those grades, add them up, do the math as if you were getting a report card, and then tell yourself what kind of week that you had. Kill it. I'll talk to you later.